Alrighty, watch fans, we are back with another Hotness pick, this time from Android. This is model number AD803, which is from the MicroRotor family. This is the MicroRotor 50 open heart automatic. So great timepiece, 3 different options. The only thing that is going to be different about these watches is the dial color. All of them are in mother of pearl. The one that you're looking at now is black mother of pearl. Now this is not your jet black. This is what I call that stormy black that has some of the silver tone aspects coming into it. Think like storm clouds. To me, that's what it looks like. All right, so I'm going to give you a look at all 3 in the different dial colors, and then we'll take a look at the a little bit more in-depth review in one single timepiece. Again, this is the one referred to as black. Now, because everything's in all high mirror polish, I'm having an absolute nightmare filming this, and I am getting a little photography tent to hopefully help with that in the future. But as I move this around, pardon any glare that you get, but I just want you to see the quality of the mother of pearl and the radiance that you get from the orient. The orient are all those other colors. See the purples, some green. What do we got out of there? A little bit of orange showing through as well. So a great look on this. And again, we'll get into the detailed review in a minute. It is an open heart. You can see that. And the MicroRotor, just for you folks that are new to Android or this concept, is the rotor right there, which we'll talk about more in depth in a second. So this is the black option. Let's take a look at the next option. Okay, so the second option that we have available is going to be in the blue. This is a silvery blue, and again, I'm just trying to move it around so you can see the quality of the orient on this grade A mother of pearl. No bumps, no veins, no tears, no cracks. As you can see, everything else about this watch is identical to the first one in the black that we looked at. It is just going to be the mother of pearl that is going to be the difference here. So the orient, which are those additional colors, and again, I know I'm moving this a lot, but I want you to see the orient. That's the colors, the secondary colors. A lot of purple in this one. That is coming out of that, little flashes of green as well. This will be indicative of the option that you get if you happen to choose this one. So again, another great look on this particular timepiece, and then let's take a look at the third option. Alright, so here is the third option. This one I officially dub Hulk Green, Hulk Smash, Hulk like Android. Yeah, okay, I'll quit doing the impersonations. But really, if you're a comic book fan or a movie fan, I guess, hopefully Eric Bana didn't do too much damage to your psyche. But anyway, you are going to get the green mother of pearl. Let's see if I can tilt this a little bit and show you what's going on with that. Okay. Now let's talk about the mother of pearl for a second before we jump into the timepiece itself. If you want the most orient, meaning the other colors that are going to pop out of that, and this is my opinion, your mileage may vary as the saying goes, go with the black. The black, that silvery, storm cloud, angry, almost charcoal black mother of pearl is going to give you the most orient. Next step down would be that silvery blue option. Orient is still there, but not as pronounced as in the black, so that may be more your style. Green is going to give you the least amount of the orient, but be the most unique in dial color. Green dials you don't see a lot, and of course, yes, with Android does do a lot in the entire color spectrum, but just, you know, as I've always said, the next time you're out and about and you're at one of those big anchor stores at the mall, go through the watch area and see how many green dials you have, especially in a gentleman's timepiece. And this one, sorry ladies, certainly qualifies as a gentleman's timepiece. This green is going to be more along the lines of what you would see from a freshwater mother of pearl. meaning it's going to give you a luster, but not so much on the orient. And I don't mean that as a derogatory, because if I had to pick just one of the three, and I do really like all three, I'm going with the green. The green's the most unique. The green is going to pop the most on the wrist. It is going to draw, in my personal experience, the most comments, if not compliments, from other folks. Because remember now, mother of pearl comes from a mollusk. It's the lining of the shell. So right, when you pop open a mollusk, it's not green or black or blue or whatever. It's translucent material when they pull off of there. So when you make these dials, you're manipulating the colors from the dial material itself, usually made out of brass, but it's the coloring underneath that that gives you the color, the predominant color that you see, like the green being the most predominant, or the blue, or the angry black that you see that's being utilized on that third option, or which was the first watch that we looked at. Now, this watch in particular, 50 millimeters in case diameter, and remember, we're talking about measuring the timepiece this way, 10 o'clock to 4 o'clock. 2 o'clock to 8 o'clock is okay as well. We don't include the crown, which, as you can see, is offset to the 4 o'clock position. Normally on a wristwatch, crown would be right there at the 3 o'clock position. This one is offset. So 50 millimeters in case diameter. It is a fairly thick timepiece as well. I'm going to go with about 16, 17 millimeters at least in thickness. And let me turn this to the side so you can see exactly what it is that I'm talking about there. Very nice bracelet. Notice that it is a very thick link. Obviously, all of this is done in 316L stainless steel. Multi-link bracelet. Let's go ahead and turn that around. And when I'm talking about multi-link, I'm talking about the number of pieces that go into building that friction pin design. It is on a dual push-button diver's flip-lock safety clasp. Full tang. You can kind of see it right there at the bottom of the screen. Because I will show you the case back on this, because it's a little bit different, especially for an automatic. I'll give you a better look at that in a minute. Notice also too, pretty much every visible surface while you're wearing the watch is done in the high mirror polish on the 316L stainless steel. That is a screw down crown, because it is 200 meters water resistant, so you are getting that dive level. Go ahead and give you a look at this side of the case as well, as it sits on my little watch stand here. Now, what's really cool about this is a couple of different things. First of all, you are getting an automatic. It is the Seiko, or SII NE38, which is going to be the cousin to the 35. The only real difference from the NH35 is going to be the open heart complication, and that's what this is. I know a lot of you may be new to timepieces. When we talk about an open heart, that means that the balance wheel, part of the escapement, the little piece that goes back and forth, when you hear us talk about vibrations, 28,800, 21,600 vibrations per second, that's what we're talking about right there. Now, this is a 24 joule three-hand automatic movement. Let me see if I can tilt this so you can get a better look. And again, sorry for the glare there. That's what we're talking about, the open heart. Okay. So rotor does wind in both directions. It is a hacking movement, meaning if I unscrew the screw down crown, pull it out, your second hand will stop. Now, somebody asked me what's important about that. Some guys are super obsessive about how accurate their timepiece is, meaning how many seconds per day, plus or minus, does it lose as far as accuracy goes. So with the hacking, you can set this to an atomic clock. right? Or whatever your time source is that is going to be accurate. So you could pull it out when it, see it just passed the 12 there, you could pull it out, stop it right there at a particular time. When the atomic clock hits that time, you push the crown in, it starts up, that way you can track that. Now obviously there are tools that you can use to get a much more accurate reading on the accuracy of your watch. But for those of you that can't or don't want to spend that money, obviously that is there as well. You can also wind this via the crown instead of having to give it a shake and then throw it on the wrist. Most of your Asian-based movements, and for those of you that don't know, SII, or a division of Seiko, is a Japanese movement manufacturer. Most of their movements are not windable via the crown. General rule of thumb. Also, it's a more efficient movement because the rotor inside of this watch winds in both directions, meaning clockwise and counterclockwise. So any movement of your hand, wrist, or arm while you're wearing the watch will apply winding power to the watch. Watches that only wind in one direction, like say the Valjoux 7750 only goes clockwise, any motion counterclockwise, that rotor in the back is just free spinning. Now, speaking of the rotor, sorry I had to take a sip of my water there. Speaking of the rotor, and hence the name of this, the MicroRotor. Now obviously the 50 applies to the case diameter, which again is going this way. This is the MicroRotor portion of that. Okay. Now, first of all, let me be very, very clear. Not winding anything here. This is decorative that Wing has put together on this particular timepiece. This is a... Now, I want to be careful how I say this. There are companies that have done MicroRotor movements. So if you looked at the back of the watch where you would normally find the rotor, it would be about this size. Panerai done one. Hamilton, I believe, did one. Laurent Ferrier has done one. I mean, but they're humongously expensive watches, not only because of the brand name, etc., but because of the custom movement. Now, I'm tilting this for a reason. And I want you to be able to see, obviously, the AD for Android, that's the logo. Same thing you're going to find on the smoothly sweeping second hand here. But this is a cutout, so whatever dial color you pick underneath that is going to make that pop out. Okay? So, great look to this particular rotor, but you're also getting a decorated rotor that's been done on there as well, and I hope you see that. It's kind of a Coteau de Genève stripe, tuxedo stripe, if you wanted to call it that, sitting inside of this. And yes, it does move. I'll try and take this off the watch stand in a minute and show you a better look at that. Impact resistant mineral crystal, scratch resistant, impact resistant. I'm looking at the sound meter on the little LCD. Hopefully you can hear that. You are going to get, in addition to the 24 joule movement and the 200 meters of water resistance, superluminova. I'm going to go ahead and set this down if I can. Primarily going to be done on the hour and the minute hands, although your stick style hour markers that have been applied to the grade A mother of pearl have that as well. And if I can, I just want to show you the customization that's been done on this. I want you to see, and I really hope I'm able to pick this up. It looks like I am on the center cannon pinion, which is the pinion right in the center of the watch. That's the reason it's called the center cannon pinion, because you can have more than one pinion on a timepiece. For instance, you've got a pinion down here attaching the MicroRotor. But notice the depth of the watch. You've got the dial itself, that green, Hulk green, mother of pearl. Then you've got the raised ring. Notice down here, oops, that's not going to work, how this is raised above that, and then the hands are over top of that. That's not standard work that's being done there. The CNC machining that has to take place for everything down here, and then raising that center cannon pinion. Wing has done an absolutely fantastic job. Now, what I'm going to try and do on this is pop this off the watch stand here very, very quickly. This watch, by the way, on Wingsight goes for about $450. That's his everyday out the door price on the website. If you scroll down on the web page, you'll see I did a screen capture for you. I'm going to pop this off, and I want to show you a couple of things real quick. So you're going to get goofiness here for a second. There we go. Now, I'm going to hold it this way. See the rotor? I know I'm shaking the watch, but I want you to, trying to shake it, but keep it in frame so you can see what I'm talking about. But the rotor does turn. It is functional. Okay? No, it does not wobble like a 7750. I know I'm going to get asked that question. Now, the case back. Case back design is a little bit different on this watch. And notice, it just gives you the one little opening there on the back. It is a full case back 316L stainless steel design. Notice the solid end links that have been utilized on that as well. Let me try and bring my fat fingers in so you can see that. And then, of course, we were talking about the diver's flip lock safety class. So there you go, guys. Great opportunity on this watch from Wing. Lowest price I've seen it at. Didn't get a chance to talk to Wing too much before I shot this video, but certainly way lower than the MSRP. I do believe this is the lowest price, and by the way, this is your last opportunity to be able to pick up the MicroRotor 50 open heart automatic timepiece. So grab the color of your choice. Obviously, with the holiday season upon us, if you're looking for Christmas or Hanukkah gifts, or you'd like to buy me something in celebration of Festivus for the rest of us, this would be a great opportunity to do so. As always, any questions that you may have, feel free to send them to me, info, I-N-F-O, at hotnesspicks.com. I will do my best to get back to you as quickly as I can. And by the way, for all of you that entered the contest for that Vostok Europe Maria, the automatic column wheel chronograph, thank you very much for doing that. That has been a huge success. Share your lucky link. The more people that sign up through your link, the better your chances of winning. So that's it. This is this Hotness Pick. I'm going to sign out until next week. Thanks for taking a look. Grab the one you want. Talk to you soon.